This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
And a pleasant good afternoon. Welcome to Westmore High School, site of this Area Tournament West Consolation Round, along with Jordan Ray, myself, and Jason Harjo going to be on camera. We've got a full slate of basketball this afternoon. It starts at 1:30, so in about 10 minutes or so, we'll get the first one going, and it's back-to-back. You've got two girls' consolation rounds. We'll get to that in a minute with Midwest City, and then the boys' Midwest City, and then Carl Albert and Macarthur at 8 o'clock. So at least, Jordan, I know where I'm going to be for the next several hours.
That's right. We're going to be at in the city of Moore, west side of Moore, Westmore High School. We may take a little bit of a break in the middle there, but yeah, it's exciting because I don't know if they have normally done this, Eric, in the past. Last year was different because of COVID, where they played these championships at a site based on who hosted area, and these consolation championships. And before that, I remember that they had 5A and 6A boys and girls at different sites. So the fact that they're going to have all the 5A games at one site, really nice for us, and it's going to make what we're going to do a little easier. And a lot to look forward to because you got 8 real interesting matchups. This one's, I really am looking forward to watching the Piedmont girls play because they have been a power since Eric Carr took over 4 years ago.
Well, and when you mentioned Piedmont, they've had that storied tradition of success, and they've been up in that upper echelon of conversation all the time. The Macarthur Highlanders did play them about 2 months ago, and for the Macarthur Lady Highlanders, they're going to have to put that out of their minds that they beat them by 22 2 months ago, 50-28, because this is playoffs, and this is winner advance, loser go home. And so they've already had that taste with the Macarthur Lady Highlanders, losing to Carl Albert just the other night. And so this is their time to redeem themselves if they can get a win and punch their ticket to state to be involved in next week's conversation.
Yeah, and I think, they losing to Carl Albert. Well, Carl Albert has been tremendous against 5A teams this year. They beat every one, and that even includes the Midwest City girls early in the season. So they battled Carl Albert, talking about the Lady Highlanders. They've had a really good season. They've hosted a regional. I think that, it just has to be a bit of a setback, and that's it. But that's always going to be interesting to see, Eric, because the team that, when you play these games on the Saturday, you play one team that lost the area championship against one team that won, or I should say lost the regional championship the week before, in this case just a few days before because of the weather this year. So how will that loss linger to the team that had lost the area championship versus the team that won the consolation game? That'll be interesting to see.
Well, we've got about 6.5 before we tip this one off. We're going to take a timeout and be back. Of course, we'll have the national anthem and the starting lineups coming up right around the corner. Get ready for a full slate of afternoon basketball. 2 boys, 2 girls games starting now and ending at 8 o'clock will be the last of our tip-off between a great matchup between the Macarthur Highlanders and the Carl Albert Titans. We'll take a timeout and be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
We come from different backgrounds, with diverse interests and unique learning styles. Finding classes that fit your individual needs isn't a challenge at Cameron University. A small campus and dedicated faculty ensures there's always someone close by to guide you on your journey. Your success is our success. Your education is our mission. At Cameron University, you're not a number, you're part of the family.
Coast Technology Group is your full IT managed service provider, utilizing simple, reliable technology for your home and business. Remote monitoring and management, network infrastructure, and cybersecurity, all with 24/7, 365-day live support. When you partner with CTG, you get the 150 years combined experience of our experts, helping your business grow while keeping your systems secure.
Memorial Medical Group's orthopedic specialists are the most experienced team in Southwest Oklahoma. Our orthopedic surgeons are trained to diagnose and treat shoulder, knee, hip, hand, and foot conditions, as well as orthopedic trauma, sports, or work-related injuries. And they're the only ones in the area to offer Mako robotic-assisted surgery for knee and hip replacement. When you need bone and joint help, trust MMG Orthopedics to get you back to living your best life.
The journey. It's all about the journey and the people we meet, the family and friends that we make. We are a family. We are one. We take this journey not lightly, but with thought. We don't take this journey and expect less from ourselves or each other. We take this journey to reach the end. We will not settle. We will fight to win. This is another trial. We will give it our all until there's nothing else left to give. We will finish our journey knowing we've given everything we have. And now we've come to this. Our bar has been raised. Take stage.
Win the gold ball.
No excuses.
Leave no doubt.
Execute.
Finish. Play to the end. Good, better, best. Never let it rest. Until your good is better and your better is best.
Highlanders, are you ready?
Remember us. We are Macarthur. We are the Highlanders. This is our journey.
Are you ready for Saturday afternoon basketball? We are going to be the first of the four, with the quads, we'll call it, for game action here to finish up area on this side of the state to punch their ticket to state. And it starts with this game right here against the Piedmont Lady Wildcats and the Macarthur Lady Highlanders. So we've got about 1:48 before we begin. Any last-minute things? So what's going through the minds of a player? I know you help coach. What do you tell your team during times like this?
Well, you tell them, like, look, this could be it for us. So you have to make sure that you're prepared mentally. Remember your training, but also just let it all hang out. That's just the phrase you use because it could be the last game for your seniors, could be the last game of the season. You want to be relaxed but focused. You want to find that balance between being loose but not too loose.
So we've got about a minute before they will close it down to get the teams over to their respective benches. We'll do the national anthem and then the starting lineups. We'll take one timeout and be back to action right here at Westmore High School for the NFHS presentation of OSSAA basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
The thing with car buying nowadays is just how many options there are when it comes to where to actually get a car. Dealerships, websites, auctions, private sellers, and so on. But knowing exactly where to get your car loan makes it all much less stressful. That's where Communication Federal can help. There's a reason we're known for auto loans around here. Lots of car options, lots of places to buy, but only one choice for an auto loan. Communication Federal Credit Union.
Here's our target. We're shooting azimuth, head out. Rolling. Great drill weekend, everyone. See you all again next month.
In the Oklahoma Army National Guard, you don't have to choose between civilian and military lifestyle.
Bridges and Buckner Dentistry at 1802 Northwest 52nd Street has over 32 years of combined experience. They serve Southwest Oklahoma for implant placement and final restorations using guided surgery and CEREC technology. This enables them to do same-day crowns in the office. Call to set up your appointment today or visit them online at bridgesandbucknerdentistry.com.
Forgiven.
Thought so.
Bundle bakery favorites like a tasty apple fritter, sweet cinnamon roll, or blueberry muffin with any size soft drink or premium roast coffee for just $3.
So the Westmore High School gym is the site of these 4 games for the area tournament, 5A girls, 5A boys, and the Macarthur Highlanders will get started first for the visiting team, and we'll go with your starting lineups. So Tishan Martinborough going to be our floor general. She's going to command really the ball coming down. Azaria Jackson, the senior, also a good ball handler, outside perimeter shooter. Nadia Smith coming off the bench is another senior, and our junior down low post who got into foul trouble the other day, and that was disappointing against Carl Albert. She took 2, and then she actually fouled out of the ball game, is Elena Vines. All right, so we're going to go on the flip-flop side, on the other side for the Piedmont Lady Wildcats. And we'll start with the coach's daughter, who, by the way, I was told did not play in the previous game against the Highlanders. So, usually with coaches' kids, you kind of have some kind of leadership there, and so they were absent of that. So the Macarthur Highlanders going to be in their all green and gold numbers, and the Piedmont Lady Wildcats in all white with a little bit of blue numbers. At guard, a 5'6" junior number 2, Chloe Carr, followed by a freshman on the floor, Riley Burnett. A junior, 5'9", number 15, Jillian Crawford. Also a guard, junior, 5'6", number 23, Macy Lee. And a forward, junior, 5'10", wearing number 24, Ella Watkins. That is your starting lineups for both teams, and we'll get 8 on the board.
So, Eric, from Piedmont's perspective, I'm looking forward to seeing that freshman that their coach told me was the most athletic player on the team. That's Riley Burnett. And will she defend, is it Martinborough, the point guard from Macarthur?
Yeah.
Also, Macarthur's got the bigger center with Elena Vines. Piedmont's a little smaller of a team. We'll see if that's something that the Lady Highlanders can take advantage of.
All right, so we're on midcourt, getting ready to tip this one off. I was joking with Jordan, don't worry about the white squares. That is really the light coming in from the windows. And usually in a nighttime game, you would never really experience that. But welcome to a middle in the afternoon 1:32 contest to start things away. Winner advances to state, and it's controlled by the Macarthur Highlanders as Jackson gets the tip-off from Vines as the opening tip to get underway.
Piedmont going straight man here.
Going to have Jackson outside corner to Mortonboro. Mortonboro looks to set up on the outside. Back over to Jackson. Bounce pass to Vine. She's double teamed. It rims out though, but a put back up by Smith on the rebound. No good. Third rebound by Jackson inside the paint. Puts it in the front of the rim. No good. Rebounded, then out of bounds and last touched by the Highlanders. So wow, what an exchange to start off, and you get 0 points out of that.
You get 0 points, but I think they showed they can get good shots with Vines in the paint. We'll see if they can continue it. They're going to show a full court press here, are the Highlanders.
So the first opportunity for the Highlanders come up a little shy with about 3 attempts, and we're going to have a turnover.
Sometimes when you press, you don't force a steal, but you will force a dead ball turnover like a travel just because you're making the team, your opponent, run a little faster than what they might be used to.
So we'll be back out to start things on the far corner. We're going to play round ball perimeter passing. Oh, almost looked away and then try to get down to Vine. She is triple teamed. Back out for a 3-ball on the way. Misses and tries to save it out of bounds, but a foul with a push underneath.
Loose ball foul on Piedmont. So Piedmont triple teamed Vines on that play.
Saw that.
Macarthur can get offense on that. They just need to make sure they find the right shooter or use cutters in the paint.
So they'll start over. Going on the far side back over to Sanders. And loose ends up into the hands of Piedmont. So 2 trips down for the Lady Highlanders. Find themselves empty, and it's still a scoreless contest with 6:21 left to go here in this first quarter.
Macarthur also going with the man defense.
Going to go baseline and then put up off the glass a little bit too high into the hands of Mortonboro. She'll quickly go down the floor. Dribbles behind her back, outside corner to Jackson. Then back up top. Azaria Jackson will now a floater into Vines. That's what you want, and the Highlanders get their first bucket of the night to make it 2-0.
That's what we call money in the bank right there. Great post position by Vines. They should keep doing that until Piedmont shows they can stop it.
So we're going to be down the floor for the Piedmont Wildcats. Going to set this one up for Carr. She holds. Back up top to Lee. Really can't penetrate against the Highlanders down low. Going to be a 3-ball out of the way. Carr misses the opportunity with the rebound, though, for Piedmont. Put back up, no good. Rebounded by Mortonboro, and here comes the Highlanders. Going to slow things down as Azaria Jackson. Against her opponent, tries to bounce pass at a kickball. And that will go out of bounds.
It's a good kickball there by the coach's daughter. Try to disrupt those passes into Vines for Piedmont if you can. Slow things down with a kickball. Give your team a chance to set up on defense.
So we'll start back with the 5-minute mark here, the first quarter. Over to Jackson. Tries to go low post, double team with Vines. They know what's coming, and she'll put it up off the glass for 2 to now take a 4-0 lead and a 4-0 run for the Highlanders.
When your position's that deep, a double team does not always matter. You saw that right there.
Going to drive, goes up, and then she's fouled on the way in is Crawford. We'll get to see that here on the instant replay.
Crawford's the team's leading scorer, so if Piedmont starts to struggle some on offense, look for more of that. Look for Crawford to continue to attack. She's the go-to player on this year's team, number 1 anyway.
Well, the first bucket for the Piedmont Lady Wildcats is at the free throw line to make it 4-1. Oliver, the freshman, will check in for the Highlanders. She gets 2 of them, so 2 for 2, and cuts the lead in half, 4-2, with 4:37 left to go here in this first quarter. Jackson crosses the timeline. Vines heavily guarded by a double team down in the low post. They know exactly where she's at all given times. Mosby, the freshman, in, top of the key to Vines. Back over to Oliver. 3-ball, rattles in and out. Picked up with a rebound by Piedmont and the Lady Wildcats. So the Macarthur Highlanders kind of have a lid on the basket for right now. Going to go low post drives. Baseline up a little bit too high off the mark. Rebound inside the paint. Back outside for a 3-ball out of the way. Hits it. And now just like that, the Piedmont Lady Wildcats take their first lead of the ball game, 5-4, with 3:52 left to go here in the first quarter.
It's Macy Lee who hit that shot for Piedmont. One of their better shooters.
Mosby. A little bit help back over to Martin Barrow. She'll drive right, kind of kick out some players underneath. And now we've got a whistle for a timeout. So Macarthur calls a timeout. We'll take it with him. We'll be back right after this. You're watching this area consolation round on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
.4D Landscaping and Irrigation has been providing top-rated professional landscape and irrigation services for the past 25 years. They take your vision for that perfect landscaping project for your home, new construction, or business and make it a reality with their easy financing options. You'll want to make sure to ask them about their seasonal services too. 4D Landscaping and Irrigation. Call 510-9983.
All right, back to action as Macarthur called the 30-second timeout. Your Lawton Heritage Pharmacy first quarter with 3:29 left to go. So into the hands of Oliver, and she'll toss back up to Mosby. Mosby top of the key. Outside corner to Jackson. Jackson's going that low post, and now a quadruple team against Vines. So there's 2 already. The 2 already collapsed down. We know what Coach Carr's philosophy is this game against Vines.
Yeah, she's got to read that. She wasn't close enough to the basket, I think, just to turn and shoot. So she needs to kick it back out to one of her teammates.
So back to regroup, and a Piedmont Lady Wildcat 1-point lead, 5-4 with 2:54 left to go in the first. Carr going to slow things down just a bit, back over down, and now a whistle, and we'll sort this one out.
Just your basic hand check foul, but that always will be one of the factors you look at. How do refs let them play on the defensive end, especially when it's a man defense?
Lets that one sail, misses the mark, hits the front of the rim, turnaround, and then a foul with the rebound.
Piedmont's had a couple of layups missed or shots in the paint. And on a couple of those, I didn't see Vines rotate over to contest the shot. I think it's real important that she becomes a reliable rim protector in this game for the Highlanders.
So the Highlanders with the opening 4-0 lead. It's a 5-0 run for the Piedmont Lady Wildcats. Let's see if they can regroup. Mosby gets on the other side of Jackson, down to Vines. Vines gets the nice up and in for 2.
Great job by Jackson. Again, in that case, Vines caught it close enough to the basket where a double team would not matter.
So the Macarthur Lady Highlanders regain the lead by 1 with 2:14 left to go here in the first. Heavily guarded from the freshman Oliver. Outside corner, 3-ball on the way. Misses the mark, hits the front of the rim. Is a loose ball with been a jump ball, but Jackson takes it away, takes it all the way coast to coast, and puts it in for 2.
Love the way Jackson there went from right to left. Used her body real well to get a good shot off.
So back-to-back points for the Lady Highlanders, and they lead 8-5 with $1:42 left to go here in quarter number 1. Going to back out, heavily guarded by Jackson, and Jackson's going to give her a lot. And I'll tell you what, Coach Otis is upset Jackson was just really all over her. Her adrenaline, I think, was too much. And Carr, she swallows that up. It's going to be the third team foul for the Highlanders, only 2 on Piedmont.
I think that's the second foul on Jackson.
Okay, and that's what we saw in the Carl Albert game when Vines had to sit down for a while because she started off the game with 2. And she's a good floor ball handler. So you want to be able to have that. And Coach was upset more, not really on the call, but with Jackson's over-aggressiveness. Top of the key, looks to drive for Watkins. Outside, banging down there with Burnett. Mosby lets Burnett go slide by a little bit high off the mark. Loose ball picked up by Mosby. And she'll cross the timeline on the far side of the court. Fired into Vines. Vines back out to Mosby. Mosby for a 3-ball look. Up and in is good for an Eastside Pharmacy 3-ball. And a run for the Highlanders. Now extend their lead to 11-5.
Well, she's only a freshman, too. Coming off the bench, making her first shot from 3.
Mosby, a freshman. Oliver, a freshman. Mosby's gotten a lot of quality times quality bench time this year. Back top of the key. Over for Burnett. Back over to Carr. Carr will drive, and she'll get, and the bucket will count. So we'll get to see this on the instant replay. A good drive up. And, if you always say if your opponent gets back, it's like football. If you get beat, just let it go.
Good drive there by the coach's daughter. And they're calling the body contact, the refs are. That's how Jackson got into foul trouble. Players need to adjust.
So trying to make it a 3-point play, and they're going to step out of the line, and it's going to be Macarthur ball. So they get the 2, miss the and 1.
Something I talk about a lot. In basketball, you got to adjust to how the refs are calling fouls.
Macarthur with the ball with 27 seconds left to go in quarter number 1. Mosby, top of the key. Going to throw that outside. Little give and go back up top. Now into Vines. Vines triple covered. Mosby, outside corner. I think that's what's going to happen. If they're going to take away Vines, then maybe these open shots can go in. That's a little bit off the mark. Doesn't hit anything into the Piedmont Wildcats, and that's going to end quarter number 1. So Macarthur leads after 1 quarter of play, 11-7. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Becker-Raybon Funeral Home has been serving the funeral needs of Southwest Oklahoma since 1940 and is owned by the Raybon family. We believe family ownership makes a great difference in the care and service your family receives. Their staff is eager to find ways to assist you. Whether it's with live streaming or benefit assistance, we can help. When it comes to measuring personal levels of service, there are other funeral homes, and then there is ours. Becker-Raybon Funeral Home, 1502 Fort Sill Boulevard.
After 1 quarter of play in the books, glad you could join us on the NFHS Network, host of the OSSAA playoffs for this run and especially next week. Well, and the smaller schools already starting this weekend there at the Big House. But, of course, these were all played in Class 5A, 6A up in Norman at OU.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking so forward to seeing 5A and 6A basketball nearby, within driving distance of my house.
Second quarter is brought to you by 4D Landscaping at 580-510-9983 on Wesley Boulevard. Spring right around the corner, providing top-rated professional landscaping and irrigation for over 25 years. So quarter number 2, what kind of adjustments you think? You already kind of see the game plan of Piedmont's defense against Vines. What else have you seen so far?
It's the way the refs call fouls when Macarthur's playing defense. They're playing a more physical, in-your-face man defense than Piedmont is. And so we see that they have 4 fouls. Piedmont has 2. And that can start to become an issue in the second quarter. We'll start to see perhaps teams in the bonus situation.
All right, so pass out from Carr, back to Carr as she'll get back across the timeline. Underneath to Marshall. Marshall gets a little tied up. We got some bench support here from the Piedmont Lady Wildcats. A drive for Carr, takes it strong to the hoop. Misses, undergoing with a rebound, and Martin Barrow crosses the timeline for the Lady Highlander. Goes outside to Mosby. Mosby down to Vines. Turn around. No, it's not Vines. Take that back. That is Courtney Thompson.
Freshman. Another freshman from Macarthur, yeah. And
Really
she got the assist there.
Getting some extra bonuses. The timeout is called. Piedmont wants to call a timeout before this gets out of hand. Leading by double, 14-7. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Want to take the stress out of your next remodel or building project? Comanche Home Center can deliver all the lumber, supplies, and tools right to you. When you're done, they'll pick up anything you don't use and give you credit towards your next project. Give Comanche Home Center a call today for a free estimate.
Here at Carpet One, we have a great selection of carpet, hardwood, vinyl, tile, laminate, and area rugs. With all this, you're sure to find exactly what you want for your home. Come browse our exclusive selection or give Carpet One at Comanche Home Center a call today for a free estimate.
All right, here back to action as Piedmont Lady Wildcats end up calling the timeout. And they'll inbounds from underneath their own goal with Carr. Back out. It's Crawford really having some hard time crossing the timeline. Back into Carr, and she is double teamed. Wow, that was almost backcourt violation.
That's what you want. You want to be able to double team a player in dead man's corner there. Piedmont fortunate to get out of that.
Marshall, guard against Jackson, tosses that out, and she gets fouled. Like you said, boy, this is played tight. You've mentioned it.
Well, the 5 fouls on Macarthur, I think 3 or 4 of them have been on the perimeter. Just body contact fouls. Ooh, good
Carr,
steal.
oh, wow, and a collision between and Jackson, and then all of a sudden into the Piedmont Lady Wildcats, then picked away and taken by Oliver. What a great steal by the freshman. Over to Martinborough on the far side. Martinborough, far corner. 6:32 just underway in quarter number 2. Oh, they're really trying to go to, and instead of Vines being down there, they go to the low post underneath the Courtney Thompson, the freshman. She misses the mark, though. I guess you want to keep Vines and not get them into foul trouble, especially when they're banging down below. 6:13, and it's a 14-7 Macarthur lead.
I think Vines is about to come back in, though.
Yeah, I see that. She's waiting at the bench. Trying to get that one turned around by Marshall. Into the hands of Burnett. Little floater and banged away, and that's a clean, and the freshman gets that. There's a scrum on the floor, and there's a tie-up, and a jump ball a hold is called. Usually they call jump balls really quick, and that was really another foul. Who's it going to be on?
It might be on Jones, or Thompson, I should say. Yeah.
So Thompson, now, the 6th Highlander, Lady Highlander foul, one more to get into the bonus already. And you kind of mentioned it, the way it's going to go, and we'd see a lot of that in the second quarter. And you're right, only 2 fouls committed by the Piedmont Lady Wildcats. Just shows you the different styles of defense that the two teams present.
Yeah, the foul difference has nothing to do with the refs calling it. It's Macarthur's the more aggressive defense, and sometimes that's just the risk you run.
5:43, 14-7 lead. It's been that way for a little bit. Both teams kind of stalled out. Piedmont working the ball around outside perimeter. Goes down low, and that's a charge. So Crawford is going to pick one up, and that's going to be the 3rd team foul.
That's Jackson who drew that charge. She's got, I believe 2 fouls.
Yes, she does.
It hasn't changed how she's played on defense, so she took a risk there, playing the driving lane by that way, but it paid off for her.
So Oliver will toss back over to Martinborough, get things started here at the 5:23 mark here of the second quarter. Back up top, down to Vines, who's triple teamed. Back outside corner for Sanders, misses the mark. Jackson touches it briefly, and it's going to be off the mark, out of bounds, and last touch by the Highlanders.
Vines made the right pass there. She's starting to handle the double teams really well.
So Carr going to hand off to Sanders, back over to Carr. to Sanders. Crosses the timeline with 4:57 left to go. Inside the paint. Outside. Looks to drive. A collision of bodies and a blocking foul on the way in.
Well, that was going to be free throws no matter what.
Yeah. So Azaria Jackson has picked up her third now. So Riley Burnett going to go to the line. Gets a bucket.
It's tough for Macarthur Jackson.
She
gets stay in the game.
She's talking to the official too, and I was like, "What did I do? Can you help me with this?"
I was going to say it's pretty clear Jackson is a player that makes this team go on offense and defense.
Her and Martinborough, yes. I mean, and so she's going to stay in, but 4:43 left to go in quarter number 2. Martinborough is going to hand off to Jackson on the far corner to Martinborough. Near side to Mosby. Mosby to Martinborough. That 2-3 zone. Still kind of shift down in a double team. Collapse with Vines, and there's a foul, and she'll go to the line shooting 2. I know the Piedmont Lady Wildcat fans over here weren't happy. They were thinking that that was going to be offensive.
It's a good call. You got to give the offensive player room to turn around.
Your Vincent Saylor State Farm charity stripe.
Can't call an offensive foul, in my opinion, when the offensive player can't even see the defensive player because she's got to catch the pass.
Call 699-2771 for a free rate quote today. Gets the first one to go in.
One thing I like, though, about the way that Vines is playing, if she catches the pass from the middle, that's when it's hard to score against a double or triple team, so that's when she kicks it out. If she catches it along the baseline, she just turns and goes and shoots. And that's worked really well for her.
Rims out on the second opportunity, so Vines gets 1 of 2. Piedmont with the rebound. Back over to Carr. Remember, she was absent. You can see what a game would be without her, with the coach's daughter not playing last time these two met. Readjust, perimeter passing. Goes right and left and goes out of bounds. Last touch by Macarthur. So Piedmont and the Lady Wildcats will regain possession. We're halfway through the second quarter. 4 minutes to go in quarter number 2. Back up top. Going to look to drive. Goes around Vines. Puts it back up. Misses. Vines with the rebound. Jackson coming down the court. She's fouled. She's going to be fouled against Kaylee Marshall.
It's a good job by Jackson, kind of goading that call by the way she was drawing contact from Marshall. And we haven't mentioned Jillian Crawford much in a while for Piedmont, but that's the team's leading scorer. And they need someone to step up and convert on these penetration attempts.
It's going to be the 5th team foul for the Piedmont Lady Wildcats. Into the bonus is already 7 for the Lady Highlanders. Mosby outside to Jackson on the far corner. Back to Mosby. Mosby adjusts, looks at the 3. Backs out, back to Martinborough. Ooh, nice little fake as she goes underneath, tries to hand it out to Vines. It's inside, and then Vines picks it up. She puts it up off the glass for 2. How did she find that little Easter egg?
What a pile that became, too. Thankfully, no one's hurt.
A collision of bodies trying to get down for that loose ball on the court, and it's a 17-9 advantage with 3 minutes left to go here in quarter number 2.
Yeah, Martinborough just should have shot that. She made a good play to get to the middle of the paint. She had
Marshall
the shot there.
Over to Burnett. Burnett looks to drive. Little toss back out to Lee. Back up to Carr, and we'll start, and she'll go for downtown and the 3-ball look. No good. Rebounded by the Lady Highlanders. Martinborough comes to the near corner. Back up top to Martinborough. So you look at, they got double trouble down here. Courtney Thompson and Vines down below. Jackson from outside tries to use the bank shot. No good, and there's a collision and a push. It's either going to be Carr or Jackson. We'll find out.
I think
it's on Carr because the Piedmont fans.
Okay, you're right. They pointed.
No, Jackson just picked up a foul. That's going to be number 4.
Probably check. It's surprising she was in with 3. Maybe we miscounted.
Yeah, it could be.
But it's at least her 3rd.
We're going the 1-and-1.
Game. You love it to an extent, but there's risk that goes with it.
Yeah. We saw that last year in their run. She got into playoff. She got into foul troubles early on, and she will go to the bench. But Coach has got some reliable replacements on the bench, including some great freshmen on the floor.
Lane violation.
Lane violation. Yep. Stepped in there, and boy, and he called that from midcourt.
Well, in Piedmont, only the free throw shooter could commit lane violation there. That's an interesting call.
Mosby will cross the timeline with 2:20 left to go. 17-9. Should get a little bit of a pick by Thompson. Vines down below, and now we've got a timeout called by the Macarthur Highlanders. They'll take one. We'll take one with them right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Crowning Around and the Tuxedo Room at 215 Southwest C Avenue, Oklahoma's premier prom, pageant, and tuxedo headquarters. For all of your homecoming, pageant, and fun fashion apparel needs, with over 8,000 square feet of wonderful formal attire. For more information, check out their website at crowningaround.com. Crowning Around and the Tuxedo Room, 215 Southwest C Avenue.
So back to action here with 2:10 left to go here before the half in your 4D Garden Center. Second quarter with Mortonboro to inbounds back to Mosby, top of the key. Storyline is Jackson's on the bench with some foul troubles. Thompson takes, and she'll take a walk. Took the extra step. Turnover by Lady Highlanders. Lead is still 8 at the 2-minute mark of the first half in quarter number 2. Going to look across the timeline for Burnett. Looks for a little bit of help. Back out to Carr. Carr drives baseline, runs out of real estate, comes back out, and there's going to be too much on Nadia Smith to try to let Carr come back up.
You know, Carr's been the most aggressive player by far for Piedmont. Coach's daughter.
Chloe Carr in the 1-and-1. Gets the first one to go, and they get into double digits. Lead down to 7. 17-10 with 1:45 left to go here in the first quarter. Second shot coming up. Back irons, rattles out. Mosby with the rebound. Mosby cross the timeline, back over to Mortonboro. Line's going to try to still command that low post. Thompson up top. Back over to Mortonboro. Near side to Mosby. Mosby looks. Kick out to Smith. Bounce pass to Thompson. Down below at Vines. Triple covered, and she's put up just the fly up, try to take a shot, and get fouled on the way up.
I think that's been number one story of this first half. Vines has just been really dominant, causing problems for Piedmont on the offensive end.
So Chloe Carr committed the personal. It's the first one to go in for Vincent Saylor State Farm Charity Stripe. Second shot also good. So Vines good at the line as well. Just as good as the 2 down below with 1:15 left to go. 9-point lead by the Highlanders, the largest tonight, with 1:09 left to go before the half. Looks for a little bit of help on the far side to Carr. Back up top to Marshall. 54 seconds and counting. Rifle pass, then we're going to have a 3-ball on the way for Carr is good. So not going to go away quite easily. 19-13 with 41 seconds left to go before half.
Carr continues to be aggressive, and she has kept the Wildcats in this game.
Smith to Mosby. Wow, what a great pass from Vines to Thompson. and the freshman puts it up and in.
You know, I love post player to post player passing because usually the best players who make post entry passes are post players, especially when you get them in the high post.
17 seconds left to go before the half. Trying to play for the last shot. Piedmont Wildcats. Outside, goes baseline. Gets around her defender. Loose ball picked up with 6 seconds left to go. Down to 4. Going to have to heave-ho this one. Motenborough for way downtown, and that's going to miss. And that's going to end our half. 21-13. Macarthur Lady Highlanders with the lead. We'll come back with halftime and second half action right out here on the NFHS Network, on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Are you looking for more than just a job? Barres Foods in Lawton offers a career with a competitive starting wage, opportunity for advancement, life and health insurance, including medical, dental, and vision, as well as 401k retirement plan. At Barres, you can be proud of a company that gives back to the community. But most of all, you can take pride from making a quality product. Barres Foods, making the best tasting hot dogs and smoked sausages, the food America likes to eat. So come be a part of a winning team and start your path to success today.
Whether you're building the house of your dreams or just doing a simple remodel, Hard Rock Surfaces would love to help you find top-quality natural stone countertops to fit your style and budget. Give Hard Rock Surfaces a call today for a free estimate.
At Brady's Design Center, we have a large selection of stylish tile, carpet, wood flooring, custom cabinets, furniture, and all kinds of accessories to make your home one of a kind. Give Brady's Design Center a call today for a free estimate.
Welcome back to Westmore High School and site of this contest where the Macarthur Highlanders have a 21-13 lead at the half. Jordan, any kind of thing that jump out of you in this contest in the first half?
Yeah, the aggressiveness of Lawton Macarthur's defense. They actually remind me a lot of the Midwest City girls, which will be our next game on the Oklahoma Sports Network. The way that they're very physical with their man defense, they'll trap some. They got a lot of team speed. And they got that one tall player that they can throw the ball into and get easy shots around the paint. For MacArthur, that's Elena Vines. For Midwest City, that's Deanna Douglas. So right now, Lawton MacArthur is executing their game plan, I think, really well. Piedmont, on the other hand, they've missed some layups, and we haven't heard much from their leading scorer. Again, that's Jillian Crawford. Chloe Carr, coach's daughter, a junior, she's really kept Piedmont in it with some shooting and some driving to the basket. But the only thing that Lawton MacArthur probably could have done better is the foul situation. And they're going to definitely foul some, and they're going to be aggressive. Jackson is being in foul trouble will be an interesting thing to watch if the game gets close. But you know what? You're willing to take that risk if it results in steals, if it results in a disruptive defense that takes the team out of their game. And so for the most part, that has happened for Lawton MacArthur.
All right, you've also got an interesting score that we're keeping up with some of the other games across the state, especially in 5A.
That's right. If you're wondering who will Carl Albert girls play in the state tournament, I don't know if this is the team they'll play, but they're going to play one of the East Side teams that win tonight, or not tonight, today. And right now on the girls' side, east side of 5A, Will Rogers is leading Noble at halftime. Noble is a west side team, as we know, but they went east, the girls did, for this year. And they actually had a Cinderella run going, winning their region as a 12 seed, which is remarkable. Coming back down to earth a bit, unless they can make a run, it looks like Will Rogers will advance. I'm not aware of their seeding at the moment, so I don't know if they would play Carl Albert or El Reno if they win. And, of course, that's one of the situations where they may have to wait and see what happens in the next game. For example, Eric, if Lawton MacArthur holds on and wins, who would they play? And the team that you don't want to play on the east side is the defending state champ Sapulpa. But that will be determined on how Midwest City does the next game. So there's some interesting ways they reseed it. It's based on your undefeated teams, your one-loss teams, and then the seeding that you originally had.
Trying to punch your ticket to state, and we'll kind of show you the rundown right here of all of our games in action at this gym. Starts with this game right here, game number 1, Macarthur versus Piedmont. Then it's the Midwest City Girls versus the Guthrie Lady Blue Jays in game number 2, which will start at 3 o'clock. Then at 6:30, we're going to switch ends and go with the boys' games with Midwest City and the Bombers against the Ardmore Tigers, who had to come back from a win with El Reno in overtime last night. And then we have the winner at the Carl Albert Titans, who lost to Southeast, put them down below. That's kind of not worth it. That was a rematch of last year's state title game with Carl Albert and MacArthur. That should be a good one at 8 o'clock.
And one of those teams will be eliminated, just like here. This is not a rematch of last year in state, but both teams, Lawton MacArthur and Piedmont, made state last year, and one of them will not.
So we've got a 21-13 lead, about 4.5 to go before we start second half action. We'll take another timeout. Be back right after this. You're watching the OSSAA's presentation of Area Championship on the NFHS Network on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
My name is Mike Keybone, and I'm the pastor at First Baptist Church here in Lawton, downtown. And I just want to invite you to come and hang out with our family. There's a lot of chaos and a lot of junk that's going on in this world, but I know this: God loves you, He's got a place for you, and I think you ought to come check us out. You're loved, you belong, and you're always welcome at FBC Lawton.
The all-new Slim Chickens at 6731 Northwest Cache Road. Not just chicken tenders, but so much more. From great-tasting tenders with your choice of 17 different flavors, wings, sandwiches, chicken and waffles, wraps, salads, and the ever-so-popular Delta sides. And don't forget to top it all off with one of their jar desserts. Dine in, drive through, or skip the line with online ordering. Slim Chickens. Come share a meal with us. 6731 Northwest Cache Road.
Your roof is your home's first line of defense against the elements. At Century Roofing, we'll make sure you're ready. Proudly serving the central and southwest Oklahoma regions, we'll work tirelessly to protect and restore your home's roof, gutters, and siding, while also working closely with your insurance company to ensure every inch of your home is protected, starting with our free inspection services. Protection is just a phone call away, so call Century Roofing, Central and Southwest Oklahoma's #1 choice of contractor, where we are on guard for Oklahoma.
Wow, that was fast, Mark. Your house is sold already?
Yep. Seems like I just signed the listing paperwork. Now it's a done deal.
I told you that listing with Pam and Barry's team at RE/MAX would cause your house to sell.
I know. I should have listened to you earlier. Listed with Pam and Barry on day one.
Pam and Barry's team has a proven marketing system that will sell your home fast and for top dollar. Call 248-8800.
Well, welcome back to the Westmore High School Gym, and it's the site of this contest between the Piedmont Lady Wildcats and the Macarthur Lady Highlanders. We are at the half. It's a 21-13 Macarthur lead. Only storyline as far as watching players, Azaria Jackson, the senior for the Lady Highlanders, either has 3 or 4. I think she picked up 2, and then we counted the third, possibly fourth, so she's either got 1 or 2, and then she will have to sit.
Yeah, so how will that affect her aggressive play?
I don't think it does, because last year I noticed this. She doesn't change. That's who she is. And so, I mean, I know that, you can say that and try to get her to think. She's a senior, you think that, but unless she can show me wrong. Otherwise, your Toyota of Lawton third quarter is at 7110 Northwest Cash Road. Phone 355-7223. Let us help you get behind the wheel of a new Toyota with a President Award-winning dealership, Toyota of Lawton.
Yeah, Piedmont was able to get a few clean looks at the basket on some penetration because MacArthur guards them so closely, but they were not able to convert. They've left some points on the board, so if they can start making those shots around the paint, they might make this game interesting.
I know that MacArthur really relies on trying to get to the free throw line, and then their low post play underneath with Vines is. And Piedmont knew that, went to double team, sometimes triple team underneath as soon as she gets down below. And so the Lady Highlanders will start out with Azaria Jackson, the senior, will toss it in over to Morton Barrow, and away we go. 16 minutes away from someone punching their ticket to state. Who will it be? Jackson comes over to the near side to Morton Barrow. Back up top to Sanders. Jackson, she goes around a little floater, no good. Loose ball picked up by the Piedmont Wildcats. So the first no-go for the Lady Highlanders on their first trip down the court to start second half action comes up empty. Carr going to toss out to the far end. Going to get over to Lee. Back up top for a three-ball look for Crawford is no good. Off the mark and into the hands of the Lady Highlanders. Smith back over down to Vines, who quickly gets out to Jackson, and Martin Barrow will start top of the key. Sanders, Martin Barrow, little trade-off with the pass. And already a minute has eclipsed off the clock down to the 7-minute mark, start of the third quarter. Bounce pass over to Martin Barrow, will play. Jackson eyes for the three. Finds corner for Sanders. She'll go baseline, almost runs out of real estate, stops. Throws one up, no good. Vines with the rebound, and then she's falling, and there could be a foul on the way down.
Yeah, I'll be on the floor first on Piedmont. But good job by Vines attacking that offensive glass. And we'll see if they can run a baseline out-of-bounds play for her. One of her teammates will slide open. Didn't happen there.
Jackson in the hands of Martin Barrow, and we'll start top of the key. Playing a little keep away and a little bit of ball control. Jackson, and now a whistle.
Illegal screen on Vines.
Okay.
Now, she was not in foul trouble, so doesn't have to be a big deal for Lawton MacArthur yet.
So the inbounds is Burnett. Toss back over to Carr. She's going to be guarded. We have 3 down on the defense for the Highlanders to even try to cross court. Carr with a long pass over to the near side, over to Crawford. Back up to Carr. Little bounce pass. It's going to go out to Watkins. Back to Carr. Carr will drive. Gets away from the defender. And a toss back over to Crawford. Guarded by Smith. A little give and go down below. Up, and she'll be a charging is called against the Lady Wildcats, and they've already picked up their second team foul. So Macy Lee is charged with the offensive. 21-13. Lady Highlanders with the lead and with the ball at 5:45 left to go here in the third quarter. Jackson down below to Vines. Vines with a give and go up off the glass for 2 is good.
When she catches it along the baseline, her momentum's allowing her to go baseline. That's when she's impossible to stop because, again, a double team cannot get there in time.
10-point lead for the Lady Highlanders. Back up to Carr. Outside over to Crawford. A lot of passing going around. 3 ball on the way. Hits the front of the rim for Carr. No good. Rebounded by the Lady Highlanders. Mortenborough. Top of the key. Back over to Smith to Jackson. Jackson dribbles between her legs. Backs out. Smith. She'll go baseline. Oh, and she'll get held as Macy Lee will pick one up.
There's quite a battle of Watkins and Vines. Watkins definitely is the shorter player, not as strong. She's really battling, though. You know, Piedmont had a taller player on their team, a senior, I think, but she quit the team around Thanksgiving. They've been able to overcome that loss so far, but they could definitely use a little bit more size in this game.
Munbarlow toss to Jackson, and she'll get fouled as she tries to go to the baseline, and that's going to be on Crawford.
The foul situation's reversed this half so far.
Now it's 4 for Piedmont and 1 for Lady Highlanders. What a change of events in the first half to second half. Glad you could join us with this presentation on the NFHS Network. Oliver, the freshman, will hand back over to Montenborough with 4:42 left to go in quarter number 3. Mosby, so 2 freshmen on the floor for the Lady Highlanders. And they'll shift and rotate around. Jackson back to Mosby. Mosby to Jackson. Near corner to Montenborough. Oliver, and then baseline. Oh, instead of low post, she's going to come out to the corner, go baseline, and go strong to the hoop.
They're calling an offensive foul on her,
She's going to get a charge, so that's going to be her second.
I'm surprised they took her away from the basket because Piedmont brought in a new player, Kaylee Marshall, to defend her. And Marshall, she's a backup post player, so that would have been a prime opportunity to go back inside to Vines. Over and back.
Over and back. So a violation at the 4:08 mark, and we're almost halfway through quarter number 3. Winner advances to state next week for a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals all in 3 days. That's how high school basketball will go. A foul on the floor.
Should be on Burnett.
That's against Oliver. Get entanglement there. It's going to be the 5th team foul now for the Piedmont Lady Wildcats. Munborough to inbounds. Right there for Oliver at the free throw line, and she gets the bounce in off of the rim. We'll see that one for Oliver. Bounce and in. We'll take it.
Well-designed blob play for Lod Macarthur. Blob short for baseline out of bounds play. Now foul on Lon MacArthur on the floor.
So Martinborough is going to pick up the team's 3rd. Back up top from Crawford. Drives, little handoff to Carr. Carr gets top of the key by Lee. Little give and go inside the paint. Stops, pops from 20. No good. Rebounded by Mosby. Mosby down to Martinborough. Oh, and a nice one to Vines as she was in, but it's defended by Piedmont well. Gets her hand on the ball, deflected, and into the hand of the Wildcats.
It's best we've seen Piedmont defender this game.
Misses the mark. Vines with the rebound. Jackson cross midcourt. She'll drive. Oh, and this is going to be
That's definitely an offensive foul.
Well, I just want to make sure if it's 5, and we'll find out here in a second. It must be her 4th because the bench didn't hold up 5.
I think that was Carr who drew that charge. She was set for quite a while, whoever it was. And Jackson just has to. That's not defense there. That's offense, but that's just being a little out of control.
Almost a steal. She puts her hand on it for Mack. She's also a freshman. You say the future for the Lady Highlanders looks pretty bright. You got Mack, Mosby, Oliver, all freshmen that are contributing valuable minutes on the floor.
I know the Lod MacArthur boys team has Also some talented freshmen. We're looking forward to seeing them develop.
Over into Carr's hand. She's not going to wait. Crosses the timeline with 2:49 left to go. Jackson will go onto the bench, and we know that she didn't foul out. She has 4, evidently. So they didn't have it up on the scorer's clock up here of how many fouls each one has. That's always good for us. Carr with a give and go inside the lane, and she is going to get fouled on the way in. Is that Vines?
That is definitely her 3rd foul this quarter. Don't know if she had a foul in the first half, but she's going to come out now.
Vines is going to come out. Thompson will come in. See, that's what you hate. You know, you keep a team hanging around. You get into foul trouble. It makes for a weird 4th quarter. These bench players are going to have to step up. Next man up. It's deflected, and now they're going to say a foul by Thompson against Carr. But
no, Carr's called for the foul.
Oh, Carr is. Okay.
Because as soon as Thompson blocked the shot, Carr grabbed her. That's why Thompson was so excited. She was excited in a positive way. She was happy.
Okay, I got you.
Not upset. And now Loudon Macarthur's 1 away from the bonus.
Talked about that with the switch down below, and we're going to say
inexperienced there by the freshman committing that travel.
Step. Yeah.
She needs to go for a shot. She was wide open in the basket. She did not need to take a dribble.
Back over to Lee. Back and forth from Crawford to Lee. Going to try to get across the timeline, and does with 2:04 left to go. Little tap out, and it's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by the Piedmont Lady Wildcats.
Good job there by Mosby. Another one of those freshmen just knocking it off the Piedmont player. You know, these Loudon Macarthur freshmen, they're showing a lot of promise on defense. Now that's something you don't always see. Usually a good freshman is talented on offense, but not so much on defense.
Mosby will back out. Back over to Martinborough, into Vines, back out corner. 3 ball all the way, hits it. And Eastside Pharmacy 3 ball is good for the Lady Highlanders to now bring their lead to 28.
Wow, these freshmen from Loudon Macarthur.
Steal by the Highlanders. Martinborough back out to Oliver. To Martinborough. Trading off. Back over to Mosby.
Oliver, Mosby, Thompson have all been making plays here.
Baseline by Martinborough. She'll drive, and she'll get deflected with a clean break on the defensive stuff. Cross court, the Piedmont Lady Wildcats. We've been on one side of the floor for a while, haven't we? Loose ball picked up, and then she is fouled on the way up.
That's the player I expect to really get going for Piedmont, Crawford. She's kind of just a little out of control going for that shot, so Oliver fouled her because I think it's because Crawford moved in a way Oliver didn't expect.
Misses the first one.
The number one story of this quarter, though, is not the fouls. It's MacArthur's defense.
They lead by 15 now with 56 seconds left to go here in quarter number 3. Second shot coming up. Up and in.
Is that the first points for Piedmont this quarter?
It's yes.
That's pretty impressive by the Lady Highlanders right there. 7 minutes without a point.
Down to 46 seconds left to go. Mosby will clear out the lane. She'll back out. Not a 3. 1 foot on, 1 foot off. She gets it to make 2. 30-14. MacArthur extending their lead. Big trap coming across the other side. Oliver and a couple has put their hand in her face, but lets that one go in to bring it to 16. 30-16 with the final 18 seconds left to go here in quarter number 3. Probably play for the last shot. Back out to Mosby. Mosby drives, readjusts, back over to Mack. Mack puts it in. (32-16), and that is going to end 3 quarters of play. What a great third quarter for the Lady Highlanders. They lead after 3, 32-16. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Looking for an opportunity to advance in the workplace? Republic Paperboard Company in Lawton, Oklahoma offers competitive wages as well as excellent benefits. Republic is a quality producer of paperboard products used in the manufacturing of gypsum wallboard with advanced technology and a committed staff, and makes them one of the premier paperboard companies in the U.S. using 100% recycled paper fiber. Republic Paper partners with many local organizations to build a better community. Go to republicpaperboard.com.
All right, back here at the Westmore High School gym. Site of this contest between the Macarthur Lady Highlanders and the Piedmont Lady Wildcats, and we are now in the fourth and final period. It's brought to you by H&R Block, 602 Northwest Sheridan Road, phone 580-355-0221. Tax season is coming up, so whatever your situation, they know what to do at H&R Block.
Again, just outstanding defense by the Lady Highlanders in the third quarter. They don't need to be perfect this fourth quarter, just solid, and they'll be in state.
Bounces off the rim, loose ball picked up by the Piedmont Lady Wildcats as there's bodies flying as Oliver tries to get that for his steal. 7:39, she's heavily guarded. Going to put out, and there is going to be a 10-second violation. Did not cross the timeline in time, so it's a turnover, and the Lady Macarthur Highlanders will take advantage with the ball once again.
Now, these girls are fired up.
Well, they want to go to state again.
They also know Piedmont can't score on them right now.
So we're going to slow down and play a little stall ball as Mortonboro will milk the clock. She gets engaged, and she'll go and dribble inside the lane. Little floater tossed away as she didn't get it to Vines. Picked up by Carr and the Piedmont Lady Wildcats. Tries to go coast to coast. She takes a step. She wanted to throw that back out to Carr because she was heavily guarded, and it seems that Watkins took the extra step.
Yeah, Watkins is not a guard, so she's just not comfortable handling the ball in that situation, and she was expecting someone to come and block her shot, but she probably just should have shot the layup.
6:59 remain in this contest. Winner advances to state. Mortonboro back up to Mosby at top of the key. Looks to drive, readjusts, then floats in between the defenders, and then that is stolen as she tried to get it into Vines, right into the hands of Sanders. Carr for a three ball, no good. Loose ball, tapped around, and they're going to say it's last touched by Piedmont. So the Lady Highlanders will retain possession. 6:32 left to go here in quarter number 4. Don't forget, there's a timeout called, so they'll take a timeout. We'll take it with them. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Feet. We use them every day. Working, playing, and usually taking them for granted. If your feet hurt, see the professionals at Southwest Foot and Ankle Clinic. They've been serving Southwest Oklahoma for the past 36 years, providing the highest quality care and combining the latest technology with old-fashioned Oklahoma compassion. With 3 locations to serve you, Lawton, Duncan, and Altus. Call today or visit us online at swokfoot.com.
Welcome back here to the Westmore High School gym, site of this area contest for the West. In fact, all 4 games here. Between the 2 girls games, 2 boys games, and we've got them all right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. 6.5 left to go, and a push down the court for Mack. Up and up off the glass for two is good to start off after that timeout. So Mack puts it up for Mack, and it gets a 34-16 lead. Ooh. See this again on instant replay with a collision right there.
Relentless attack by Riley Burnett, a freshman for Piedmont, who is the best athlete on Piedmont according to their coach.
Monborough with the foul.
You know what's interesting about Mack is she was not one of the players that their coach highlighted to me as players who would play off the bench, and yet here she is playing, and she's made her last couple of shots. Just another freshman to get excited about.
Nadia Smith. Check back in the ball game. So we know that a little scrum for it on the floor, and it's a loose ball, and it's a jump ball called. Oliver, the last one to get up for the Lady Highlanders. The possession arrow will remain with Piedmont. So Carr will inbounds with 6 minutes left to go in this fourth and final period. Lets that one sail for a three ball, no good. Mosby gets the rebound, though. She's trapped by two defenders, and they're going to say a jump ball is called. And the possession arrow will still stay with the Lady Highlanders.
Mosby has got to be careful dribbling into that trap there.
Steal by the Piedmont Lady Wildcats. Baseline. Little stop. No good. Loose ball picked up by Vines. Then over to Mosby. Mosby flying as she loses possession, loses her footing into the Piedmont Lady Wildcats. Kind of junk ball down underneath there with 5:30 left to go. Lets that one sail from way downtown. Misses the mark and out of bounds.
So MacArthur's been it's been a bit of a struggle for them against this Piedmont press. So they're going to bring in a couple of their experienced guards now.
So Arzaria Jackson will come back in, and we know she's in foul trouble, but we know that she can get that around, and she does. She goes, I'll take it down. Martinborough does. A little feedback over to Jackson. Back to Jackson. She'll split. Toss back out to Mack on the far end. Bounce pass down to Vines. Back in to Mack, and she'll take a 3-second violation.
Yeah, she's being very patient in the paint. It's good to be patient sometimes, but not when you're in the lane and you have the basketball or you're on offense.
So a timeout on the floor. We'll take it with it. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
We come from different backgrounds with diverse interests and unique learning styles. Finding classes that fit your individual needs isn't a challenge at Cameron University. A small campus and dedicated faculty ensures there's always someone close by to guide you on your journey. Your success is our success. Your education is our mission. At Cameron University, you're not a number, you're part of the family.
Where sports is our middle name, we are the Oklahoma Sports Network. Glad you could join us on the NFHS Network. A little run to state. Winner will advance to state. The MacArthur Highlanders with the lead, 34-18, but we've got 5:09 left to go in this one. Whistles have stopped a little bit of play. Going to go up top. Outside over to Crawford. Down below, loses it. Mack with the rebound, or with the deflection rather, and back over to Sanders. Jackson.
Looks like it's going to be a foul on Crawford.
Yep, Crawford's going to pick one.
Going to be free throws for Lawton MacArthur.
Vincent Saylor, State Farm Cherry Stripe. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is their life, home, car, Call for a free quote today, 699-2771. That's 580-699-2771. Shot up and good. So Azaria Jackson will try to add another. I remember you like to bring this up for anything before it's in, but the Highlanders in the earlier contest 2 months ago beat Piedmont 50-28. So it was a 22-point victory then. Back over to Carr. 4:37 and counting. Perimeter passing for Lee, back over to Carr. Carr will throw back over to Burnett. Looks for to go in the lane, a little floater, puts it up and in for two.
Crawford scoring there. Just hasn't done enough for Macarthur yet, or not, sorry, hasn't done enough for Piedmont yet. We'll see if she can get going.
16-point lead, Jackson. We are now halfway through this fourth quarter. Jackson will play a little keep away, and why not? Let's take that clock down, the Highlander coach recommends. Martin Barrow. Bounce pass outside corner for Smith. Smith misses the mark, doesn't hit anything, goes out of bounds, but last touched by Vines. So the Piedmont Wildcats will get possession.
Maybe heading to the point soon where Macarthur decides not to shoot any threes, or at least their coach will tell him not to.
Gets tied up, and she's going to say travel. Smith put her hand on it. She took the extra step, so Jackson will inbounds.
Well, if Macarthur wins, I hope to interview Coach Gentry. Always fun to interview a coach after their team gets to state.
Oh, yeah, it's a very good opportunity as Vines gets fouled.
But yeah, I think we're at the point now where I expect Coach Gentry to say no more of those threes. Shoot layups, shoot free throws, otherwise you run that clock. At this point, though, Macarthur is currently at 36. I don't know if Piedmont can get past 30.
And the 1-and-1 misses, but the Macarthur Lady Highlanders with the rebound. Martin Barrow dribbles behind her back. Top of the key for Jackson. Jackson will slow down, back out with 3:25 left to go. Looks to engage inside the paint. Down below to Vines. Put back up off the glass. No good. Rebounded by the Piedmont Lady Wildcats. So a miss for the low post down below. Outside corner to Carr from long downtown range. Got the three ball to go in. So the Piedmont Lady Wildcats not going away anytime soon. 36-23 with the 3-minute mark.
They're going to have to hit 3 or 4 more of those to get back in this thing.
And they're going to play keep away. Martin Barrow just going to say, follow me around the schoolyard.
I don't know if Piedmont has the pressure defense to force turnovers here.
Jackson,
unless
well,
they fall.
They just did right there. It was the fall down, and
Jackson's hurt.
Puts it up for a three. No good.
Well,
gets
I
the two.
spoke too soon on that turnover there.
Yep. So a timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Coast Technology Group is your full IT managed service provider, utilizing simple, reliable technology for your home and business. Remote monitoring and management, network infrastructure, and cybersecurity, all with 24/7, 365-day live support. When you partner with CTG, you get the 150 years combined experience of our experts, helping your business grow while keeping your systems secure.
All right, back here at the Westmore High School Gymnasium, and just like when we say, well, you know, you take the foot off the gas a little bit. How can you regain that? It is now a 36-25. They're waiting for the last couple of seconds for the timeout. I don't know what they. Now they get it.
See how Piedmont's press goes here. It's really the only way Macarthur could not come out on top at this point. So they turn the ball over.
Over to Mosby. Back over to Martinborough. Down below, Mosby looks to drive inside to Mack, and she is fouled on the way in.
Well, I like watching Mosby. She's a very sure, confident ball handler for a freshman, which is great for Lawton Macarthur because I don't know if Jackson's hurt too bad, but they did have to take her out of the game.
Mack will go to the line. Vincent Saylor, State Farm Charity Stripe, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. That's a foul out now, her fifth. So Crawford will foul out of this contest.
Now Crawford, again, the team's leading scorer. She is a junior, though, so if they don't come from behind here, she'll have one more season with Piedmont.
Up and in for number one for Mack.
Every foul from here on out will be 2 free throws for Macarthur.
Second shot coming up. Rims in and out. Rebound by the Piedmont Lady Wildcats. 2:15. Almost thrown away as Vines tries to intercept, and that goes out of bounds, so the Highlanders will get possession.
Mack going to the bench, but she gave Lawton Macarthur some really good minutes the second half.
Oliver will check back in. Martinborough, and there's a touch foul there. Marshall's going to be called with the foul.
It's going to be 2 free throws, but that's what Piedmont has to do. They can't trap them past the timeline. They need to foul pretty quickly.
First shot up and in. Martinborough going to try to get the second. 2 minutes away from punching their ticket to state for the Lady Highlanders. Second shot up and good. 39-25. And a press. Going to have to try to get across the timeline. Macarthur is not letting up. Long pass. Oliver got her hand on it. It's tipped away, and a foul, though, by Oliver with the reach back in. Back iron's no good.
Now Watkins shooting free throws now for Piedmont. She's done a better job on Vines this half. It's really tough for her to play the defensive post position for Piedmont. There are a lot of tall players she has to battle in 5A.
Second shot rims out, no good. Back over on the other side. It's Martinborough. Little trail around into Vines. Vines bangs around and puts it up and in for 2. So Vines, 41-25 with $1:33 left to go here in this contest.
Risky play by Martinborough, but it worked. That might be the dagger right there.
Smith's going to be called on the hold.
Macarthur still pressuring near the timeline. Okay, they'll.
So 41-25, Jordan Ray will go down and talk to Coach Otis Gentry at the conclusion of this contest. Second shot rims out. Highlanders with the rebound. Jackson out to Martinborough with 1:18. That's the way you play keep away. And Jackson has to throw that one away. It's turned around into Piedmont. And she'll go down. Stops and pops. Thrown out of bounds. Don't forget, they put this on the clock. Second game coming up with the Midwest City girls in action, and we'll have that on the Oklahoma Sports Network as well, on the NFHS network for all these games for the OSSA run to the playoffs. Going to let her go by freely, up and in for 2 is good to make it 28. 41-28 in the final 43 seconds left to go in this one. Mosby holds the ball with 38. To Jackson. And there'll be a foul, a reach in. Thought, well, throwing the towel there with the 31 seconds, but they're not going to do. Jackson's going to go to the line. She'll shoot 2. Jackson with the first shot coming up. No good. Second shot coming up. Jackson takes her time. Toes to the line. Bending the knees, and away it goes. Up and in. 42-28 with the final 31 seconds left to go. Going to 3-ball on the way and sinks that one to make it 31 with the final 18 seconds left to go. Vines back over to Motenborough. Motenborough trips, falls, and then they're going to say foul there with 11 seconds left to go. Watkins going to pick up the foul. Motenborough to the line of the Vincent Saylor State Farm charity stripe. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Shot up and good to make it 43. Don't forget, in about 10 minutes of time, they will switch over to the Midwest City game. The conclusion here at Westmore High School. 44-31 with the final 11 seconds left to go. Down to 10. Piedmont crosses the timeline. Down below, that's going to be thrown out of bounds. Stop. The clock will stop at 4.8. And the celebration for the Macarthur Highlanders. She'll inbounds and she'll hold the ball, and that will be it. Coach says that's done. 44-31 is your final. The Macarthur Lady Highlanders has just pitched and punched their ticket to state, and they are celebrating because they're going to play next week in the state finals in this tournament up in Norman. We'll have coaches' comments coming up right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Memorial Medical Group's orthopedic specialists are the most experienced team in Southwest Oklahoma. Our orthopedic surgeons are trained to diagnose and treat shoulder, knee, hip, hand, and foot conditions, as well as orthopedic trauma, sports, or work-related injuries. And they're the only ones in the area to offer Mako robotic-assisted surgery for knee and hip replacement. When you need bone and joint help, trust MMG Orthopedics to get you back to living your best life.
Coach Gentry, talk about, first off, your defense in the second half, that third quarter. They didn't score till the very end of that quarter. What went well for your defense there?
Intensity, staying in front of your man, help, and talking.
I thought one of the interesting things about that as well is you had contributions from a lot of freshmen that were playing for you, key minutes in the second half. And what was that like, seeing that their freshmen play with such poise and make contributions like that?
It comes from practice, because when we have practice, we do the same thing. We had our freshmen out there with our varsity. We keep it mixed and try to keep it going as hard as we can. So when we come into a game, they're ready.
What makes these girls such a joy to coach?
They stay on me all the time. I get no break. And I just love them, the way they work, the hard work and practice. And no matter how many times I make them run, they're ready to go.
Well, we're not sure who you're going to play in state, but we know you're going to get there. So congratulations, Coach, and celebrate this win.
Thank you. We sure will. Thank you very much. And I would like to thank OSN for everything you guys did for this season. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Coach. Eric?
All right, Jordan. So 44-31. It is a final here at Westmore High School. We've got Midwest City and the girls coming up next. You've been watching a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.